as a kid and in our younger years, our parents or grandparents or whoever raised you tell you don't worry about what people think about you, how to be carefree. You shouldn't give a damn what they say. But it's hard. And like many lessons, I learned them by actually experiencing it. I had I'll say the benefit of experiencing this lesson early. When I was in middle school, I had moved to a new area, wasn't really fitting in with anyone at school. And being in middle school, and at that time, again, my mindset's different, but at that time, I'm thinking, oh, I got to wear the cool clothes and this will get me in and accepted and all this. So I remember after like so long of like being picked on, talked about because I wasn't wearing Jordans, I wasn't wearing what was matching, what was considered cool for that area, what was considered cool in the hood. I said, man, so you mean to tell me, because that's what I had been pressured on. And then, you're at that age, we're talking seventh and eighth grade where you want to fit in. And you're at that age where you're like, man, this is what's going to get me in. And then you're picked on because you don't have those things. So you're logically seventh, eighth grade year old mind is thinking like, if I get these things, the picking on will stop and I'll fit in. And I remember, because I was raised with my grandparents, so they really didn't have it wasn't like just, I don't know how other people's lives was, but it wasn't like Jordans just being flourished, multiple pairs of Jordans being flourished each month. I never had a wall of Jordans like a lot of people did and had all these J's and was matching. I wasn't that person. I love to keep it real on my channel, and I like that. We live in a world now where that shit doesn't, or I live in a world now where things like that don't base my worth as a human or as a person. So I remember I fell into the game. I said I wanted to get in. I wanted to be cool. So I went home and I asked my grandparents, I was like, I wanted these pair of shoes, these Jordans, and da 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 da. And what do I got to do to do them? And I meant for that is that I've always been enterprising in business, very business oriented, even from a young age. So I was like, I knew that there was no such thing as something for nothing, and I knew the value of a dollar in the household because my grandparents were, that was taught to me to respect the dollar and the whole jargon. But my grandmother said, well, it's some chores and some stuff I need you to do. So I think I got up that morning. I probably cut the grass, cleaned the house, swept the porch, cleaned the bathroom, cleaned the car out, I did everything I could. And that next day, I literally worked that whole day. That next day, my grandparents got me up, took me to, I'm from Columbus, Georgia, so at the time I think it was the Columbus Square Mall. That's what it was called. No, it wasn't Columbus Peachtree Mall. Anyway, they took me up to the mall. I looked around for the shoes, found the shoes, and my grandparents always were doing their natural fashion. They put a cherry on top, and the cherry on top was they got me a matching outfit to go with the shoes. And I swore that I had middle school and high school and everything was just gonna be just this amazing journey now that I got the golden pair of J's that was gonna save my life. I was wrong. That it wasn't a lifesaver, and again, seventh, eighth grade year old mind and the pressure of it and all of that. So anyway, I'm doing like you do the night before when you got a fresh outfit. I had it laid on the bed, the shoes, the socks. I was ready. I even had a haircut, so I was ready to go. I was ready to flip the coin. I remember I got to school and walking down the hallway, and people were just looking at me crazy, like, okay, looking kind of strange. I walk in the classroom and I'm like, oh yeah. And I remember this girl, I still actually remember the name, but I'm not gonna call people out. But anyway, I walked in and everybody was in class. Everybody kind of stopped. It was like a record scratch because they saw me, the person who they had labeled and pointed as not having what was considered the cool clothes or the J's on, had this on and above what they had. And while I was waiting and sitting and waiting for my acceptance, this girl in the class, she was actually the most prettiest girl in the school, most popular girl in school. She looks at me and says, damn. Whole quiet class is listening and say, damn, why can't the right people wear that? And when she said that, I said, oh, it kind of crushed me. I felt, when people say they felt that small, I felt like I had been obliterated off the planet. I was knocked out of this timeline. And I took my L. It bothered me for a few days. I ain't finna act hard and say, oh, I was crushed. I was dismantled. All the courage I had was wiped out in an instant. But it's funny when you get wiped out and you have this shit like that happen to you where those become moments of strength, because in that moment, I realized she did drop some, while it was a hurtful thing to say, she did drop some wisdom. Why can't the right people wear it? I was the wrong person trying to fit in with the wrong people. I wasn't the right person for that. I was destined and supposed to be my own person, and that's what the universe was saying to me. Is like, yeah, you here in the hood, yeah, you here at this school. You surrounded by ignorance. You surrounded by mischievousness, crime. You in the hood. You surrounded by hood rat shit. You're not that person. Even though you may try to fit in and dress up, and we can use that in our life. There's a lot of us. I found myself even in adulthood, and a lot of people out here now in their adulthood trying to fit in to certain groups that you're not meant to be there. And you wonder why you have such a hard time like fitting in with folks, or folks don't like you, or you constantly finding drama and confusion in certain areas. That's the hell why you ain't supposed to be there. I put on that shit. She actually dropped some wisdom. She was a hood rat and still is, but she dropped some wisdom. I'm the wrong person wearing this shit. I ain't the right person supposed to be wearing this shit. And you know what other lesson I learned? Because take that with you now, and I take that in life. One aspect of it is that sometimes the shit you trying to fit into, you the wrong person for being there. You trying to fit into some shit you was never meant to fit into. Then you force your way into it, and now you got all the bullshit going on in your life. And now you wonder, oh Lord, why did this happen? It happened because you tried to force yourself. You're a key that tried to fit into the wrong damn door, and you kept pushing it till it just went on in. And then some of y'all got greedy, and the key got locked in the door with your life, and you tried to damn kick the door off the hinges and still walked in the damn room. Some of y'all, it was a ghost on the other side. Some of y'all, it was a voice saying, don't come in here. This is finna mess your life up. And you still broke your way into the door. And that's what I was doing. I was trying to force myself into some shit and some people that I never was gonna be accepted for. Number two, I had hit the marker of what I could be considered cool amongst these people. But guess what the hell happened from there? When those people, I said those people was looking at me in the hallway and looking in the classroom weird, they was hating. Because not only had I done what they could do, I one-upped what they can do. And we think that's gonna bring joy when we get accepted in these groups, or we do things and think that the things that we do or the things we possess are gonna make these people like us, and they end up being the very things that make these people hate. When that girl said that, the whole classroom, because it was like, oh, okay, whew, bring him down a little bit. His J's a little bit more cleaner than mine. And he got the matching outfit. And he got the haircut to go with it. They sitting around with damn buckshots on the back of their head. I'm sitting there with a fresh fade. They got scuffs on their J's. I'm sitting there with the latest J's that came out. And the matching sweatsuit. I'm dressed like a grown ass man. You think that made those folks happy? Then I'm thinking it's gonna make me accepted. And you're trying to do, some people right now, somewhere trying to do some shit right now. And I'm gonna tell you right now, when you get into that group or you get that shit that makes you look cool amongst that group, 99% of them gonna hate on you. And a big percentage, if y'all really step down and get to know and explore within yourself, you'll find out you're trying to go into a group or a place in a space that you never was meant to be in the first place.